Hello and welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session, we are going to cover yesterday's and as well as today's current affairs case. And I'm not going to cover entire yesterday's news articles in our today's class. I'm also going to cover that in tomorrow's class as well. So let's get started and let us see the important articles first. And later on, we are going to see in detail analysis. And I'll be giving you prelims practice questions in tomorrow's class, not in today's class. Okay, the first important article is 8 killed, 3 missing as truck falls into gorge in Arunachal. Here in this article, you have to see this keyword. It is called as gorge. So what is this gorge? It is very important from your GS paper 1 and a geography point of view. Here there is a very high chance of getting a prelims based question regarding this gorge. And next topic is invisible epidemic, why air pollution is India's largest health threat. So this article is talking about air pollution, and this article is talking about air pollution and as well as it is talking about epidemic. And we have to see why this air pollution is the largest health threat and which kind of disease can be caused because of this air pollution. And this topic is very important from your environment and ecology and as well as health point of view from GS paper 2, guys. And here from this area you can expect prelims based question and as well as mains based question. And next topic is Deepavali added to UNESCO Intangible Culture Heritage List. Here you have to see certain facts regarding this Diwali festival. And next you have to see what is UNESCO's Intangible Culture Heritage, what it does mean. And if you see your Nitin Singhania book, in that Nitin Singhania book, you will be saying about this UNESCO's World Heritage Sites, both tangible and intangible list. And UPSC already asked question regarding that. And here because of this Diwali which had been added to this list, and this year you can expect a prelims based question from this area. And this topic is very important from your history from GS1. And next topic is drug abuse among school children. So actually there is increased drug abuse among school children is happening. So here you have to see what is the meaning of drug abuse and which are the examples of drugs we can see abused by the children. And next you have to see what are the reasons behind this drug abuse and what will be the impacts in the children. And next you have to see what kind of measures we can take. And from this area you may get a case study, guys. Like you are district collector and you got a report that there is increased drug abuse in the schools and what are the steps that you're going to take or what are the options which are available. Examine each and every option. So like that you may get a case study. And here you have to focus on exactly what measures we can take at different levels so that we can address this drug abuse. And this topic is very important from your society. And as I said, you may also expect a case study in your GS paper 4 ethics. And next topic is penguins. So because of this exploration, especially when we are going for this exploitation, obviously it will lead to loss of biodiversity and even it will be having impact on ecosystem. So this article talks about what is the impact of exploration on this penguins, and here you have to see about certain facts regarding this penguins also. And this topic is very important from your environment and ecology, which comes in the GS paper 3. So in this class we are going to cover these topics, and in our next class we are going to cover other remaining topics case. Okay, see this title, 18 killed, 3 missing as truck falls into gorge in Arunachal Pradesh. So now let us try to understand what is this word gorge. And this topic is very important from your geography point of view. Okay, in your geography, you will be coming across this topic called as landforms. In world geography, you will come across this landforms. In this landforms, we have two types of landforms. One is erosional landforms and second one is depositional landforms. And in that topic, you will be covering landforms which are both erosional as well as depositional landforms formed by running water. Running water is nothing but rivers. Next one is groundwater. Next is winds. Next is glaciers. Winds, glaciers, running water, groundwater, and one more topic will be there. What is that? running water, groundwater, winds, glaciers, and waves. So these are the 5 topics that you'll be studying in that chapter, that is about landforms. So in that 5 topics, you'll be seeing about erosional landforms and as well as depositional landforms. What is the meaning of erosion? If you take example of running water is nothing but water which is moving. So water which is moving, the best example of running water is rivers. So what happens in these rivers? Water will move. Yes or no? Water will be moving in their channels. So whenever water is moving, which kind of energy they possess? All moving bodies will possess energy. It's called as kinetic energy. So if they are not moving, if they are there in that static position, or if they are not moving, so which kind of energy they possess? Potential energy. So if you take this example of rivers in which we have moving water, they possess kinetic energy. And whenever this water is moving, what happens? They will move with a certain speed. So whenever water is moving with a certain speed, they have the power of erosion. Erosion is nothing but we are going for breaking something like that. Okay, let us take one more example here to understand this. This is a rock. And here now this river, it is moving like this. Then what happened? Because of this kinetic energy of this moving water, it will try to erode its sides. So now for example, if you take on this longitudinal view, so here this water is coming from this area in this way. Then what happened? Whenever water is moving on this rock, slowly it will develop a crack. Yes or no? After developing a crack, then because of this furthermore exertion of its energy and pressure, it will deepens. Yes or no? Like that, it will deepens. It will deepens. So in this way, what happens here is, first of all, rivers will form V-shaped valley. If there is a rock like this, the water is moving in this way, it will develop a V-shaped valley. And after that, what happened? Whenever this water starts moving in this valley, it will go for erosion of its sideways. Later on, it will form a U-shaped valley. And after that, it will furthermore erode it and it will form this shape of valley, right? So here, whenever river is going for erosion, it will form certain landforms. Those are called as erosion landforms formed by running water. So first erosion landform here is V-shaped valley. And after that, what happened? It will develop U-shaped valley. And after that, it will develop this wide shaped valley. It is called as canyon. And this U-shaped valley is called as gorge. Now, in this paper, newspaper article, it's tell about this U-shaped valley. It is called as gorge. Gorge is nothing but U-shaped valley. So if you see whatever the length it is present at the top, at the bottom also we have same width. Okay, how much width it is there at the top, at the bottom also we will be having the same width. So this kind of U-shaped structures are called as gorge. Okay, normally these gorge are formed on hard rocks. On this hard rocks we can see this gorge will be formed, guys. And now if you go back to this article title, what it is saying? 18 killed and 3 are missing as a truck falls into gorge in Arunachal Pradesh. So where is this gorge now? It is in Arunachal Pradesh. And now you guys, you have to think about which are the rivers flowing in this Arunachal Pradesh. Because whenever there is a movement of rivers, then only we can see this gorge, right? According to the phenomena, according to our geography. So now your work is you have to collect which are the rivers flowing in this Arunachal Pradesh and which kind of erosional landforms we can see in this Arunachal Pradesh. And next, here they said about gorge, right? So here you have to collect examples of rivers on one side and gorge on one side, and in which state of India we have those. Because now this gorge is present in Arunachal Pradesh. Now you have to see which river formed the gorge. So like that, across India, you have to collect major gorge, which is caused by which river and in which state they are located. So in this way, you can get a prelims based question. Okay, so here you can get two types of questions. First one is, they may give a simple question like, consider the following statements regarding gorge, and they'll give you 2 to 3 statements and they'll ask you to identify correct or incorrect. So that is the first type of question. And second type of question, they'll give you in this box format. They'll give you names of gorge and they will ask you river, or else they will ask you in which state it are located. They may ask you like identify the correct pairs or incorrect pairs. How many pairs are correct? Like that you will be getting question. So if UPSC wants to complicate the question, they will choose this kind of box format questions. If they want to ask simple, they'll give you like consider the following statements regarding gorge. So in this way, you have to collect your notes from this current affairs and you have to do certain things extra. You have to work hard. Okay. And now let us see certain facts. 18 people were killed and 3 were reported missing after a truck carrying 22 workers from Assam's Tinsukaika district fell into a 200-meter gorge in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so here one more thing that you have to remember is mostly the people who are workers were killed here. Recently, our government came up with labor codes, 4 labor codes. Is any labor code talking about safety and security of workers? Yes. Again, you have to reconnect this article with that labor code which is talking about safety and security of the workers. Okay, so in that way, you have to link everything in multi-dimensional manner. Whenever you are writing about any safety related to workers, can you add this article now? Recently, pharmaceutical company, one nuclear issue happened and that blast happened in Hyderabad. So here, many workers who are working in that company, they lost their life. So like that, you can also give this example. A truck carrying workers fell down into this gorge. So like that, you can add this example as a case study there, or else you can directly use this article and you can say that there is no proper safety, even though after implementation of labor codes in India. So in that way also you can use this article, guys. So in how many ways you can use the article? So in that many ways you have to think. Okay, now let us see some facts regarding this gorge. Gorge is a narrow valley with steep rocky walls located between hills or mountains. So in this hills and mountains only we have this hard rock, right? So whenever any river which is passing on that rock, it will lead to the formation of V-shaped valley and later it will be converted into gorge. So this gorge word came from this French that means throat or neck. And this gorge is smaller than Kenyan. So here in this image, I showed you this is Kenyan and this is gorge. Which is big and which is small? So gorge is small compared to that of Kenyan. That is a point which mainly said here. Gorge is smaller than Kenyan, although both words are used to describe deep, narrow valleys with a stream or a river running along their bottom. Okay, clear? So in this way you have to think. And let us see the next article, see the title, Invisible Epidemic, Why Air Pollution is India's Largest Health Threat. Okay, now let us see here. As you all know that now we are having a very bad air quality, especially during this winter season. Why in winter season we have very bad air quality? Because of low temperature and we have high pressure at this level of the surface. So because of this, whatever the dust particles or whatever the air pollutants which are there, they will be suspended in air. So because of this, we will be having a very poor air quality, right? And especially now in metropolitan cities, we are having this problem of bad air quality or rising of air pollution. So this article is saying that especially in this Indo-Gangetic plain. Why in Indo-Gangetic plain? Because of burning of stubble. Stubble burning is a major problem in this Indo-Gangetic plain, especially in the states of Punjab, Haryana and Western UP. And recently in the last class we discussed that whatever the claims made by this government, which is saying that 90 to 92% of reducing of stubble burning in states of Punjab and Haryana. But what actually the data, satellite data is saying only 30%, not 90 to 92%, right? That means, can we say because of this stubble burning, there is an increasing of bad air quality in this regions? And next one here is we are using more and more vehicles. So because of this vehicular exhaust also, there is increasing of air pollution. And not only that, we are going for industries, increasing of number of industries. So from this industries exhaust also there is increasing of pollution. And not only that, especially in this nearby Delhi region, what we are going for rapid expansion of urban area, and we are going for increasing of construction activities. So in that construction activities, we will use dust, right? Nowadays we are not using sand at all because of this sand mining, environment pollution, whatever it may be. Now we are using this dust, rock dust to build these houses. So because of that also, that is leading to this increasing of pollution in this region. So here this article is saying that in this Indo-Gangetic plain, which is worst affected because of this air pollution, especially in 2025, Delhi recorded PM 2.5 levels of 107, that is 107 to 130 micrograms per meter cube, and it is about 24-hour limit of 60 microgram per meter cube. And actually WHO is saying that PM 2.5 level should be less than 15 μg per meter cube. But what is the level we can see? 107 to 130. That means, is that more or less? And how many times it is more? It is more around 12 to 13 times. 12 to 13 times more amount of this PM 2.5 level is seen in this atmosphere. That means, is it good for our health or bad for our health? And many a times we discuss lots of articles, right? Because of this air pollution, it is having impact on the pregnant women. Yes, pregnant women are giving birth to the babies before their complete gestation. That means before 9 months itself, they are giving birth to the children around 7 months or 8 months if they are living in this polluted areas. And even we discuss that the children or the babies they are like having very low birth weight also. And not only that, we know that especially this air pollution will be affecting children more and as well as elderly people, and they will be getting respiratory problems like asthma, pneumonia, whatever it may be. And whenever the air quality is becoming very bad, we came up with this implementation of phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4 of CAQM. Yes or no? We know that. And recently we discussed that they are going for banning of construction activities, and even they are limiting the number of vehicles which are moving on the road. And not only that, even we discussed that schools are going for online education now, right? So that is the thing which mainly said here. So India's air quality is deteriorating day by day, and we are facing lots of crises in our air quality. Around 256 cities have been monitored in the recent study. In that, around 150 cities, they were exceeded with the national PM 2.5 levels. And because of this, what is happening here? Real-time pollution levels are increasing in the cities, and there is increased health burden of toxic air. And according to Air Quality Life Index, which says that 46% of India's cities, they are not having the livable conditions. And here National Clean Air Program also initiated some improvements, but even though enforcement is very weak. And recently we discussed that Supreme Court gave guidelines regarding green crackers and even limiting of selling of crackers, and even Supreme Court imposed time to burn the crackers. Did we follow that? So even though if you're not following that, did anyone was punished? That is called as weak enforcement of laws. Because of that reason, now there is deterioration of air quality which is happening in our country. That is the thing which mainly said in this article, guys. So here you have to see about how can we control. And here in this article, this last column is very important. So here they gave guidelines about what transformation can we do in this transport? And you know that because of this increasing of private vehicles, there is increasing of exhaust. Because of that, rising of air pollution. So what can be done? We can go for large scale electrification of buses and as well as trains, auto rickshaws and two-wheelers. And we can go for shifting of freight from diesel trucks to electrical fleets, or else like railways. We can go for freight changes. And this one here is we have to go for real-time emissions monitoring. And we have to go for introduction of low emission zones and as well as congestion pricing also. Those are the things that we can do in this transport related things. And regarding this industrial control, we have to go for strict enforcement of pollution control technologies. And we have to go for phase transition from coal-based process towards renewable energy. And this one is related to construction. We have to go for mandatory dust suppression protocols. So in this construction areas, we should not release more amount of dust. And this one is we have to go for enclosure norms and as well as we have to go for mechanized sweeping. Do you know whenever we are going for sweeping before our homes also, many a times this dust will be getting into the air. So rather than that, we can use some machines or mechanized things or equipment so that that dust will be not entering into the atmosphere. And next one is we have to go for proper waste management. In this waste management, we have to go for segregation of waste at the source. And next one is decentralized treatment and biomethanization we can go for, and even scientific landfill remediation so that we can eliminate this open burning. Whenever we are going for this open burning, that is also one important reason for increasing of air pollution. We can control that as much as possible. And next one is health system integration. A health-centered framework should integrate air quality into routine healthcare, and at the district level also we have to focus on real-time monitoring of air quality index, and we have to go for taking help of this other primary healthcare centers or urban areas healthcare centers to go for lung test monitoring or lung function monitoring. And even we can go for school health programs, and especially the children we have to go for screening for the COPD and as well as any mental disabilities or coming in the children or not, we can go and we can check that. So these are the steps we can take to control this silent epidemic in India. Okay, focus on these areas and try to make notes on this. Okay, here you can get a case study like this. You are a municipal commissioner of so and so area and you got reports regarding air quality index in your area, and air quality is very bad, especially PM 2.5 levels are increasing. What are the options that are present before you? And they'll give you like mostly people are using this private vehicles, construction works are going on, and so like that there is no proper solid waste management, so people are going for open burning of waste like that. You'll be giving certain things, and based on that you have to write what are the options that are available, or else what is the course of your action. So while you're writing that kind of measures, always you have to write practical things that we discussed in our ethics classes, right? So here, if you're getting this kind of articles, please make note down of these points that you can use directly, and that will be like practical things. Okay. Now let us see the next article, guys. See the title: Diwali added to UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage list. Very important article of the day, and there is a very high chance of getting question in your prelims regarding this UNESCO's World Heritage Sites. And you have to keep star mark in your art and culture book also, guys. Don't forget this. Okay, context says that Deepavali has been inscribed on UNESCO's representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity during this 20th session now. So what is this Deepavali? Everyone knows this Deepavali festival, and many of Indians' favorite festival is Diwali, right? Okay, Deepavali is also known as Diwali. When we celebrate this, in which month normally? October to November month. Normally in this Kartika Amavasya, on this Amavasya, we will celebrate this festival. Right, and this festival opens with Dhanteras, when families purchase metalware, essential symbols of prosperity, and it is followed by Naraka Chaturdashi, right? So here you have to know about what are the popular mythological stories, why we celebrate this Deepavali. It is very important. So if you go back to Ramayana, in this Ramayana, why we celebrate this festival? So in this Ramayana, according to this Ramayana, it signifies that the return of Lord Rama, Sita and Lakshmana to Ayodhya after 14 years. So because of this, they celebrate this Diwali. This is the first story. And second story, if you go to this Mahabharata, according to this Mahabharata, it marks the return of Pandavas after their exile. And Naraka Chaturdashi recalls Lord Krishna's victory over Narakasura. So it is a symbol of end of evil. Because of that, we'll celebrate that. And if you go to this Buddhism, for Lord Mahavira, he was like 24th Tirthankar, right? He attained, yeah, so Lord Mahavira, yeah, it is related to Jainism. And related to this Jainism, it says that Mahavira, who was the 24th Tirthankara, he attained Nirvana on this Diwali, or at this place called as Pavapuri. So because of this, from Jainism also we'll celebrate this Diwali, guys. And next one is King Bali's return. In Maharashtra, Diwali marks the visit of King Bali, which symbolizes justice and as well as generosity. So because of this, Maharashtra people will celebrate this Diwali because of this visit of this King Bali. And next one is Kali Puja, especially in states of Bengal, Odisha and as well as Assam. Diwali coincides with the worship of goddess Kali. You know about this Kali. Kali is famous for protection and as well as inner strength, everything. So regarding this, different regions have different mythological stories related to this Diwali. So because of this, it became as a national festival, guys. Okay, see that. And let us see the next article. Title says, drug abuse among school children. So as you all know that recently in Telangana state also there is one operation launched by Telangana government to stop this drug abuse. Do you know this? Do you know this? What is that? Even for that, many actors, they came and they contributed something and they gave speeches about how we have to curb this drug abuse in the schools. And they said that colleges and as well as schools, they are becoming the breeding grounds for this drug abuse. What is that? Garuda. Come on, think. AP guys. AP guys in Telangana guys. You have to know that. Recently, Kranti. Devender. Vasanta. No idea. Gurtund gani per gurtukla. Kiran. Garuda. Akash. Okay, honored students, please comment in the comment box like what is the operation name given, which is focusing on fighting against drug abuse in the schools and as well as colleges in Telangana state. Okay, as you all know that now there is a very easy availability of drugs is happening across this compounds of the schools. So because of this, what is happening now? Children, they are habituated to these drugs. So what happens if children are habituating to these drugs? Is that good? Obviously, it will be having impact on their psychology, on their mental abilities, overall development, especially cognitive development of the children will be getting affected. So because of this, now we are going to fight against the drug abuse. So how can we know that drug abuse is there or not? So here the multi-city surveys shows that substance use among the children begins at an average of age 12.9 years. At 12.9 years, that means in which class they will be at this around 13 years of age? In which class they will be? 7th, 8th, 9th? Yes? That means there is a... Prahari. Eagle. Yeah, it is eagle, not Garuda. Okay, it is eagle. Eagle, Garuda, same, huh? Exactly, I want that name, no? That's what. Huh? Okay. Okay, see here, around 8th to 9th class, they are starting this using of drugs case. And because of this, it is becoming a great challenge to the government. Because of this, we need urgent and coordinated action to fight against this drug abuse. And recently study had been done among 10 cities. In that 10 cities, they found that around 5,920 students, they were using these drugs. Okay, the key findings of this study is the survey found that around 15.1% of students, they used this psychoactive substance at least once. At least once they started using of this drugs. What is the mean age? It is around 12.9 years, guys. And this report also said that around 10.3% of students, they had used this substance in past year, and around 7.2% in the past 1 month. That means you can understand like how children are getting habituated to these drugs. And this one is commonly they are using substances like tobacco, alcohol, cannabis, opioids, inhalants, and even they are using certain pharmaceutical pills also because of easy access. So because of this, the abuse is happening. They're using tobacco, alcohol, cannabis, opioids, and inhalants. And students in the class of 9th to 12th were nearly twice as likely to use substances compared to 8th class students. Compared to 8th class students, 9th to 12th students, they are coming under which age? Adolescent age. And in this adolescent age, there's a very high chance of going towards or attracted towards the negative things compared to the positive things, right? This is one example. So we need to change the attitude of children who are between this age group of 13 to 19. And this one here is boys are reported higher use of tobacco. Wherever you go, boys are dominating this girls, even in this also. And next one here is over 50% of students admitted would hide their substance use if questioned. If you are questioning them about this substance abuse, they are saying that no, I'm not doing this. They are hiding the things. And this one is past year users reported higher psychological difficulties compared to that of non-users. Around 30% of difficulties you are facing in their behavior, in their abilities, cognitive things, development, everything. And they are having problems of hyperactivity, emotional distress. You are not controlling their emotions, etc. And this one here is around 40% of students reported substance abuse with their homes. 40% of students they reported, but remaining 60 they didn't. And next one here is around 1% of young users sought help, indicating that they need a treatment. They need to have rehabilitation, etc. Okay, what can be done here? We can take steps at the different levels. First, they are going to school every day. They will be spending major amount of their valuable time in the schools. So we have to take certain steps at the schools level, right? So in the schools level, we have to go for early prevention. For this early prevention, we have to go for awareness. First of all, children had to know what can be done, what is good and what is wrong. So we have to go for programs. And next one is we have to come up with this establishing of counseling centers in the schools. Schools must build up robust counseling centers and as well as mental health support system. And next one is it is the responsibility of the class teacher to see the changes in the behavior of the children, yes or no? Normally, class teacher will be having more contact with the children. So here, whenever the behavior of children is changing, they have to monitor clearly. And this one here is at family level, we have to communicate with the parents. You know, nowadays parents teachers meet is compulsory in many of these private schools. So they can go for communicating with the parents about their substance risk, emotions. If there is changing of their children behavior, please come and tell me. Like that, we need to go for awareness about this to the parents. And this one here is families should be trained to spot mood changes, secrecy, and whenever there is decreasing of academic performance, why it is happening. So here we have to even make them aware about this warning signs. And this one here is at community and regulatory measures, we have to come up with a stronger laws so that we can restrict the use of the substance by these minors. And even at this pharmacies also, we have to give a proper advisory or notice to these pharmacies to not to dispose this kind of things for this children who are coming in this adolescent age. And this one is community awareness programs we have to do. And this one is we have to take certain measures at this health level also. More adolescent friendly treatment and counseling centers are now is very much required. And next one is substance use awareness should be included in our school health programs as well. And regarding this research and monitoring, we have to go for continuous data collection, and we have to go for tracking of emerging trends, etc. And we have to go for gender and as well as age specific interventions, everything. So at different levels we have to take measures so that we can control these problems. So we cannot control this problem only if you're taking measure to the school level or family level. Everywhere, wherever children is coming in contact with that, we have to take steps from every area. That is, we have to touch 360-degree angle so that we will not ensure that availability of that is there in that region, so that we can control this kind of abuse, guys. Okay, next topic is about penguins. So there is one new scientific research said that over exploitation in the South Africa region, especially mines, that is contributing to the deaths of around 60,000 African penguins. So this topic is very important whenever you are writing any mains answer regarding conservation of biodiversity or how this mining will be impacting this environment. In that areas you can use this article. So mining especially over exploitation in South Africa is leading to the deaths of around 60,000 African penguins. So 60,000 is not a small number, right? Because of this you may get a prelims based question regarding this penguins in your prelims examination. So you have to be very much careful. So have you seen these penguins, how they will be? Will they fly? Will they fly? No. So here penguins are flightless marine birds. They are seen in marine area and they belongs to order Spaniiciformes. No need of remember that. So only just remember that they are flightless marine birds. And there are around, across the world, we have around 18 to 21 species of penguins, which are seen only in southern hemisphere. In southern hemisphere, we have around 18 to 21 species. And most of these penguin species, they live between 45 degrees to 60 degrees latitude, guys, rather than Antarctica. We'll think that these penguins will be living only in Antarctica. No, between this 45 degrees to 60 degrees latitude also they can live. And one more surprising thing is one species of penguin even will be seen at 0 degrees latitude. At equator also we can see that penguin. Please make a note. That is Galapagos penguins. Galapagos penguins is the only penguin species that can be seen in equator. So how can you get a question in your prelims is, consider the following statements regarding penguins. And they may ask, in the statements, all penguins are seen in Antarctica. Is that right or wrong? Penguins are seen only in this polar regions. Even this equator also we have this penguin. So like that UPSC can confuse you. And if you don't know this minute details, you'll think that yes, penguins will be seen in only polar regions. Yes, that statement is right. So no. So here we have different species of penguins. Even this Galapagos penguin is seen at this equator. And if you see about this physical characteristics of the penguins, they have stocky bodies with short legs. Legs will be short or long. We can't even see that. Only we can see the feet of penguins while they're walking, right? So here they are having like sturdy bodies with short legs that make them well adapted for swimming rather than flying. Because of this short legs, they cannot swim. So they cannot fly, they will only go for swimming. And this one is their height ranges about 35 centimeters in the small blue penguin. In blue penguin, the height here is 35 centimeters. And you know, we will be commonly seeing this emperor penguin. Emperor penguin is seen in this Antarctica region, which will be having yellow color, white color and black color. Can you imagine that? So emperor penguin is like 115 centimeters length, height. And this one is their weight ranges from 1 kg in small species to around 40 kgs in this emperor penguin. And penguins are typically black on their backs and white on their bellies, which provides effective aquatic plumage. And this one is some penguin species display additional colors such as red or yellow eyes, red feet, yellow eyebrows or orange patches. So based on the different species, guys. Okay, so these are the certain facts that you have to remember. And these are the important topics. In our next class, I will be giving you the prelims based questions from these topics also, guys. And by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And if you like this class, please do hit the like button. and please do share this class to your friends, and do subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy, don't forget. And you can follow us on our Telegram channel and as well as Instagram page. Don't forget, guys. And we are conducting one scholarship test on 15th of this December, guys. It is for only GS online course. If you want to take that test and if you want to get the scholarship up to 70%, you can register, and the registration link is given in the description box, guys. Or else you can text me directly regarding that scholarship test registration on this number 8074765513. Don't forget, guys. Thank you so much.